hard to talk about these things publicly when there's thousands of people voicing their opinion on you. Like, thousands of people. I did not expect that. And I know this is the price of popularity. And, well, I've been on my way of accepting it. I guess. I just never expected to have so many eyes on me. And, especially for this situation, I thought people wouldn't care. I thought that, okay, I'm just gonna address this. People that think I abandoned Neuro are gonna see that I didn't, and that's gonna be it. But yeah, ultimately, the reason I took a hiatus was so I could heal in peace without seeing all these things. Because if I kept streaming and not appearing on Neuro's stream, people would keep coming to chat, and they would keep asking about it. Right? Because that was already happening, like, on after Evil's debut, her birthday. At that point, I was already in a lot of pain. I had to work on Evil while being in pain for an entire month, having to talk to him for an entire month while while going through emotions. It's try to stay professional. It was hard. It was tough. It was, yeah.
I'm Honey.
But I have nothing against people saying that they miss me and that they miss me interacting with Neuro. You know, that's not. I'm not mad. Why would I be mad at that? I'm not mad at that at all. But with this context that I shared, you can understand how I was feeling and the place I was in. And I honestly thought I would never talk about this, because of, how private things usually are. But this community is so big, and it's uncontrollable. There's no Vidal doesn't control it. It got out of hand. Like, it's seriously, if you follow the topic of Neuro, you know this. You can't deny this. So, just because you didn't see how much it was happening to me and how much stuff I was getting on a daily basis, like what kind of messages I was getting, it doesn't mean that I wasn't there, because I was the one getting it. I was the one dealing with it everywhere I go, on every platform, everywhere. Okay? And yesterday I mentioned League video only because of how ridiculous it is that even on a video where I commented, like, I wouldn't expect anyone to even see me there. You know? That's just how ridiculous it is. I know, EU League. But yeah, I think it is harassment of constantly getting nagged about why I don't talk to Neuro, and constantly asking me what happened with me and Vito, when I clearly just wanted to distance. I just wanted to heal in peace, because if in that moment, if I talked about these things, I would be a lot more emotional, and it wouldn't end well. It would probably not even end well for me mentally. So yeah, that's that. That's why I went on a hiatus. That's not the only reason, you know. I said that my mental has been pretty shattered since the last year, and every little thing piling up on top of each other, it was like, Even though I was getting better, then I was getting worse, and then I was getting better, and then I was getting worse. And I've been in constant work of rebuilding myself. I also wanted to say, I don't know how to stress this, but none of my tweets were ever about Vito. There's a lot of people that like to spread that I'm talking vaguely about him. That was never about him. I don't know how to tell you, but he's not the center of my world. He's not my entire world. And I already said that I wish nothing but the best to him. I wish nothing but the best to him. And there's other things going in my life. Thank you, Nuck Wolf. There was this one thing that really bothered me. It's I've seen people saying stuff like, I don't care about the situation. I also got rejected a lot of times and nobody cared. Why is it different when woman talks about it? Why do we have to care when it's a woman? Okay, first of all, me sharing this thing does not mean that your situation is not valid. I never invalidated your situation. And the reason why I shared was not because I wanted pity for being rejected. I literally don't need this, okay? I'm only speaking about this for clarity to the community that why I haven't been around Neuro for the last 8 months and why the sub goal is not going to be fulfilled. So I thought that this would be fair to do. I don't know why they think that I'm invalidating their situation, because like me, out of anybody, I literally know the pain that you went through and how much it fucking sucks. Like, I'm not your enemy. I literally feel you. I literally know what it feels like. Like, why are people turning me into this enemy that is like, you know, I don't get this. Yeah. And then there's another thing where people are really attached to things that happened years ago. And because yesterday I mentioned the NTR art, right? People brought up from the past, like from 4 years ago, I did a tier list where I put NTR pretty high up. I don't fucking know why I did that. I probably just wanted to farm some internet points because it was a meme back then and everyone was doing the fucking tier lists. But I don't judge people liking it. But I frankly, I never consumed this media. But people confusing fantasy and reality is concerning, and it says a lot about them, not about me. I don't judge. Okay? And I find it funny. Like, this situation is funny to me now because I've healed, I've moved on. Looking back, I find it funny that like I was so like I was heartbroken. I go to Twitter and I see fucking NTR art and I'm like, fuck man, that fucking, like, it's funny of how tragic it is. Does that make sense? I find it funny. It's like, damn. And especially that was like the time when there was the most of that art popping up. And not only like NTR art, like other shipping art. It's like, damn, bro. It's rough. Tragic comedy. Yep. Comedy equals tragedy plus time. Yeah. I'm glad I can laugh about this now. But yeah, I think in general, I wanted to say that I've been trying to be better at setting boundaries. On stream and in my friendships, relationships, everything. And
I'm Honey.
Thank you.
I need fart.
I've been trying to be healthier in my communication in general. However, if people attack me, I will obviously get fucking defensive. Like,
I'm
what do you
Anny.
expect? That is just people's nature. I think I have a right to be, and that's sad. I never said that I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. I grew up from. How do you say this? I had a very, very toxic past, and it roots all the way from my childhood. And I have a lot of toxic shit in me that I'm still dealing with. Soviet parents, all that stuff. I was abused as fuck as a kid. I grew up being a toxic motherfucker. I've been, like, streaming has been helping me. Like, it's dramatically fucking improved me as a person just because I became kinder because people are kind to me. When people are kind to you, you just become better. Who asked? Well, you clicked on my stream, so you were curious. But yeah, I'm not scared to admit these things because I've been actively working on these things. And, yeah. Whatever the fuck happened in the past is in the past. These things are very stressful to talk about. That's another thing that people like to bring up. There was like a thing I did, like a quiz years ago. That was like 5 or 6 years ago. I did a quiz where there was a question if I cheated. And I said I laughed because I was fucking nervous about it. Because I was like not sure what my answer should be because I didn't do anything. I flirted with someone while being in a relationship, then I broke up with them. But I still find it, I still consider it cheating. And I am, I don't do that shit anymore. That was years ago. I was fucking young and stupid. Like nowadays, I'm very, if I have a partner, I'm very committed. And I would never do that shit to them. I hope I clarified things, because people really like to bring me down from things I did in the past. I'm not scared to talk about these things. And I will talk about these things until it drills in your fucking head that people change. I'm not completely healed. Like, obviously, some things still trigger me. But I'm like, I've been in therapy for over a year now. And there's been so many fucking things that I learned. And my eyes got opened on, too. I'm very lucky that I found a therapist that is so good. About this Cinder situation, I think people can change and improve, and obviously I'm not friends with them. I never really was friends with them, but like I don't hate them. Most things people say is a reflection of them, not you. I actually noticed a lot of things that I see being said about me that have nothing to do with me, and I'm like, damn, is this what projection looked like? Is this what it is? Cause like, I am none of these things you're fucking saying. Like, I'm a lot of things, but I'm none of these things. I'm a lot of things. Also, if there's anything that triggers you in me, that might be a good way to reflect on yourself and see what it is, and maybe notice, maybe that's something that is a problem in you. I don't know. There's like some things I want to like talk about and like retrospect or whatever, since I've shared the fucking the nuke. But I don't know if I should. Boom. It's like nothing that like it's just my own feelings. No, there's no Google Talkie. Why would I do a Google Talkie on a person that I have no beef with? You silly goose. There were people saying like, oh, so now because you were harassed, you want him to get harassed. Like, I never said that. I don't want him to get harassed. This is just like stupid feelings situation. There's like nothing. There's nobody who's wrong, nobody who's right in this kind of situation. I just want to say how fucking painful it was during the hype train thing. Ah! Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm not gonna say the exact timeline, but happened before the new year. But yeah. So I'm gonna say it's very it was yeah, it's not a thing anymore. But back then, holy shit. I was already thinking of leaving back then, but I had to like finish Evil's model. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like the last thing that I do. And I was like, holy shit, and it's so huge, and like, fuck. I do stupid things when
Keep the
I love
details
someone.
for the doc. No spoiler, please.
I would do anything for my
Sorry
partner.
for another stupid question, but it's still unclear what gonna happen to assets and enormous work to put in. I mean, it's just sad to see creator leave at peak.
That's not for me to decide anymore, isn't? Kinda wanna hide now. Whatever. Stealth. If I don't see you, you don't see me.